Ooh, awesome. We get to go first round 2 as well. Good to see everybody back again, and hopefully we get a good hand. Ooh, this one's dicey. I have 2 1-drops, which is good, because I can apply a lot of pressure early. Any land I get Poison Legionnaire, and if it's a black mana, then I get Brain Maggot. If it's white, I get Relic Warder. It's a bit dicey, but I think that it's worthwhile to keep. It would be easy keep on the draw, I think. I don't know. I think I could be wrong here. This one's a little dicier. Alright, I'm going to grab Kythian. Play that first, because if they kill it, then I can Moto War Reaper and gain a point of life. Probably doesn't matter too much. Well, actually, maybe matters a lot, since it looks like we're against Mono Red. That might be important. So I'm going to go... I think we're just going to go Porcelain Legionnaire. We have to pay the life first, I always forget about that. Just the way the card's made out to be on Magic Online. I think that's okay still. I mean, if I get a black mana or something, then I want to be able to Will Reaper afterwards. Alright, this is good. Soldier of the Pantheon, not bad. Putting some pressure on our opponent here. I guess this is the other deck that was stealing the white cards from us. If I'm a pure aggro deck, I tend to not like being 2 colors, personally. This is the one aggro deck where I don't mind being double colored. That, and I guess like blue-red can be pretty aggressive. Oh, maybe your opponent's not an aggro deck. Alright, well, I'm going to Relic Warder away the Azoria Signet, because we can just keep up a lot of pressure and stop them from having anything big. I love Relic Warder. Can I just say how awesome this card is? Like, our opponent's almost dead next turn, and we just took off one of their most important resources. So it's gonna just kind of put the nail in the coffin, I think. It's certainly possible that our opponent gets out of this, but... it'll be a tough one. There's not a lot of board wipes for 3 mana. And they really need to wipe, like, our entire board. Could possibly get, like, if they had removal, they'd have already used it. I'm like, because otherwise, like, they could use removal on Relic Warder, like 1 mana, and then be able to tap this to get more mana and remove something else. But, and they didn't have removal last time, so I doubt that they do now. Nothing's strong enough to matter that much. All right, Lightning Helix, the Relic Warder. All right, that will buy them a little bit of time. We really need another land. A swamp would have been great. Still putting our opponent to dead next turn. They probably have another removal spell, though, now that they have the mana. They might even have a board wipe, which is scary. I'm guessing not, though, with Firebolt and Lightning Helix. I'm thinking they don't play Wrath of God. Impulse. Alright, maybe I'm wrong. They're just a control deck, just with a lot of burn. Yeah, it seems like they're probably just a control deck. Maze of Ith. Well, what technically saves them. Ooh, Mana Confluence. That's pretty solid. That'll actually just let us collect a Brutality and kill them. I'm just going to attack first and make sure that we get in for enough damage. And then I'll discard the Faith's Fetters, I guess. I also want to see their hand. So let's go 2 modes. And swamp. Discard the Fetters. Verdict, Vision, Mystical Tutor, Splinter Twin. Oh, so there's Splinter Twin Pestermite combo control. Okay. That's, that might be good for us in a way. They do have the Supreme Verdict, though, which is good to know about. Wow, this is great that they F6 and we get to see their whole hand, because they should have just conceded here and not let us see it. But this is kind of nice. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter what we take, but good to know some of the cards. We do have to worry about even a main board Supreme Verdict. I really wish I had more ways to get rid of cards in their hand. Because that's a pretty good way to counter the combo things, and also get rid of Wrath of Gods before they matter. Just brain maggot it away. They have a lot of burn spells too, so that's scary. Bitter Blossom's probably coming in here. Against the deck that can wipe the board, Bitter Blossom just keeps constant pressure up. So that seems fairly solid. Selfless Spirit is pretty good against Wrath Effect too. Spirit of the Labyrinth is pretty good against Draw. Collective Brutality. Ultimate Price. I definitely like an Ultimate Price, actually, just because of the fact that they have the combo. I might want to take out Banishing Light and O-Ring. Not that they don't do anything, but I can put in Hero's Downfall to cover for some of it. And having the instant speed, like kill for a Pestermite or a Deceiver Exarch, might just be better than a Banishing Light or an O-Ring, because Sorcery Speed won't stop that. And I imagine that they have some Planeswalkers, so it'll hit some of those as well. And I like killing Signets and stuff is upside of these, but I don't know that it's that much. I guess I should take out Fate's Fetters, actually, and put back in like an O-Ring or Banishing Light. Fate's Fetters being a little more expensive makes sense to cut first. Yeah, I like this. This seems a little bit better. And oof, I can taste the finals. We're getting close. I'm very excited here. Just need another good hand. Hopefully with some hand disruption. Okay, so we don't have a lot. Not nearly as much as I'd like, but ooh. I mean, turn 1 Bitter Blossom, turn 2 Bitter Blossom seems really good against them. So Bitter Blossom in hand is really nice. This is a lot of lands. They mulliganed. Alright, then that I should definitely mulligan then. I can get much better hands than this. Yeah, I gotta keep this. I mean, we've got Stoneforge Mystic. And I can play it right away. And we get Bitter Blossom. I will keep it. I might even play Bitter Blossom first. Did our opponent keep their card on top? I should probably check that out. They did. So, play the Swamp and pass. I might draw Plains or something and not have to take the damage off of Mana Confluence, so there's no reason to jam that as the first card. Tap land. Ooh, alright, well, I mean, actually called it. I think that I like the Bitter Blossom here first. Just the most annoying card for our opponent to deal with. We have Hero's Downfall live, which is really good. We can play Porcelain Legionnaire without paying as much life if we want. Wonder how many counterspells our opponent has. Spirit of the Labyrinth. I'm just going to go for the full cost Porcelain Legionnaire. I'm most willing to run that into removal or counterspell. And I can also play Stoneforge and Spirit of the Labyrinth next turn if I draw the land. Or just Hero of Blade Hold. So playing the Porcelain Legionnaire right now makes a lot of sense. My life total is somewhat valuable. I can't really pay 2 mana for this, 2 life for this, and life for Bitter Blossom every turn and expect things to go really, really awesome for me. Oh, maybe I should have, I should have found a way to put in Strip Mine. I forgot about the Maze of Ith. I wasn't thinking about that as a sideboard consideration. Well, blanked our Legionnaire. But at least Bitter Blossom gets around it pretty well. And we will definitely play the Stoneforge Mystic. If they can't kill the Stoneforge, then it's just a really great threat. Being able to flash in the Batterskull's sick. Spirit of the Labyrinth is better if they kill the Stoneforge, but this forces them to have to start tapping mana. Use their removal on something, and we can still keep pressuring them with the Fairies and Porcelain Legionnaire in the meantime. Because I don't think that they want to let Batterskull just resolve here. They'll want to do something about the Stoneforge. I mean, Maze of Ith stops it, but that means that some of our other cards get through. Yeah, okay. Blow the Supreme Verdict. Makes sense. Ooh, now we get Hero of Bladehold. And even if they Maze of Ith that, the 2 triggers still go off. So I think that I'm gonna Hero here. It also dodges Firebolt and Lightning Helix. Yeah, I kind of like that. Plus, Battle Cry with Fairy Rogues is really powerful. We'll see. I mean, they could easily have removal for that, too. I'm just willing to make them have it. If we constantly put them on the back foot, it makes it a little bit harder for them to assemble their own combos. Can't play a lot of Dirtle draw spells while I'm beating them to death with the Hero of Bladehold. At least that's the hope. But this is exactly the situation where I'd love to have, like, hand disruption, because we could have proactively gotten rid of the Supreme Verdict. We could check out and, like, see if the way is safe to flood the board, or whether there's another Wrath of God style effect. We can avoid a lot of things by having just some way to look at their hand. Thoughtseize would be so amazing. Path to Exile. Yep, that'll do it. I'll get a Swamp. So I could just play the Batterskull. I'll use Maze of Ith. Yep. And jam Batterskull. Our life total's starting to get a little sketchy. We do have to worry about that. That's not nothing. Could have avoided the Hero of Bladehold by going Spirit Relic. I just think Relic Warder has targets that I can probably hit, and, like, from the removal that we have seen from our opponent, Relic Warder and the Spirit of the Labyrinth are just weaker cards against that. Wanted to test it out. Opponent has a lot of good one-on-one removal. Supreme Verdict's really good against our deck. So this is a tough matchup. This will be one of our harder ones, I think. Our deck is a deck that it's trying to prey on a lot of, like, combo decks that might be a little bit clunkier. And if they miss, like, key cards in their hand, then they're in a lot of trouble. This deck that our opponent has is a control deck, and it's just a lot of good cards put together, and it's harder to hate out specific pieces of that. I mean, they have a combo in there, but their combo doesn't take up a lot of slots. Like, it seems like most of their deck is the control, and then they probably just, like, run one Splinter Twin and a Deceiver or Pestermite. Just have, like, 1 or 2, 3 cards, maybe, for the combo, so that makes it a little bit tougher for us. I'm guessing the opponent is deciding here just how safe they are to tap out a bunch of mana. Try and go for some kind of big creature, or if they're just going to, like, lose it, regret it, take a ton of damage. So that's not a good sign for me. If they're thinking, then I think they're going to try and play something pretty big. Oh, Wrath of God. Okay. Yeah, this is a really bad matchup for us then. If they have both Wrath and Supreme Verdict, that's a problem. Hope that they don't have the Day of Judgment as well. Their hand was also really good against us this time. Having both of the Wraths early on is sick. At least they had the Bitter Blossom. That does give us a bit of advantage. I can equip the Batterskull onto one of the Fairy tokens, but I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot against the Maze of Ith. Okay, well. Mother of Runes, Spirit of Labyrinth, and leave the Relic Warder in hand. think that's the way to do it. I don't want to play this yet when there are possible targets in our opponent's deck, and I want to get Mother of Runes down so that if they don't have any more targeted removal right now, I can blank it later. Because then they can't play like their Lightning Helix, Firebolt kind of cards as easily. Mystical Tutor. Oh no. That could be very bad for us. Do they have Ancestral Recall? Is it another Wrath of God? I'm not sure what I'm worried about the most here. Probably some kind of combo enabler, but nothing that Mystical Tutor can search up in their deck should be able to hit that kind of card. Like, because they're looking at Splinter Twin and Kiki. Yeah, Electrolyze. Electrolyze is nasty. Their deck is almost specifically designed to be good against ours. This is a tough deck against Control. Especially, like, I guess Control is maybe not the right way to put it, because, like, if they're a counterspell deck Control, you're probably okay. If they're just, like, a lot of creature removal type Control like this, which is not a deck that comes together very often in this cube, yeah, then it's a problem. Time Twister. Okay. That is very interesting. Not good at all. So now they have all those Wrath of God effects back. Well, I can Vryn Wingmare and make things a little more expensive for them. Wingmare and Hypnotic Spectre. I like the Selfless Spirit, though. Maybe just Selfless Spirit and Vryn Wingmare or something. Hypnotic Spectre seems really good. It's tough. I'm going to play the Selfless. And then we'll play the Hippie. I don't think Vryn Wingmare is going to do that much against our opponent just because of the amount of mana they already have out. It's a lot better early on. Hypnotic, because they have so many cards in hand, seems better. And we'll hit with the Rogue. Well, there's no point. They'll just maze with it. I might as well just wait. I don't need to waste time. And our opponent's on less time, so we could try and, like, whittle away at their clock, but I hate playing those kinds of games. We had an article about that not long ago in one of my last Kaladesh drafts. It's not an enjoyable way to play or win, and I don't think that it really helps a lot of skills either. Swords to Plowshares. Well, at least make everything else indestructible. I don't see the point in gaining one life off of it. It's not a whole lot. I could move the Batterskull to one of the Fairy Rogues. And then attack with Hypnotic and a Rogue. The likelihood that they have a removal for our creature is pretty high, though. Ooh. That's interesting. That's a really good hit. I'm going to Brutality first. So let's go 2 modes. Look, and I want to gain a little bit of life off of them if I can. Nope. What? That's not the modes. This one? Oh, okay. Just a second. 2 modes. Reveal hand and lose life. There we go. Good thing that lets you target first. And I can just discard the land. We don't need a 9th mana. Yeah. Impulse. That might not be that good for them. I mean, they can pick whatever they want, so they can just choose not to take the card that, you know, plays into Collective Brutality, but being able to snag something new might be nice. We'll see. Probably can play whatever they draw. But, like, things like Wrath of God or Supreme Verdict, they can't do. And what do we get? Now I know whether or not I can equip Batterskull. Still thinking Supreme Verdict is a charm. Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin is very scary. Dak Faden is not good for us. If I take the Is It Charm, then that means that the Batterskull can go onto something and they can... Maze of It's that, but the Hypnotic Spectre gets through, maybe. They can also Dak Faden and steal the Batterskull. It's like a really big risk for me to take the Is It Charm and hit with the Hypnotic Spectre. I mean, the thing is they can just use Maze of It's to tap the Spectre, too. And then just Supreme Verdict us, just take the damage. Alright, I'm going to have to take the Verdict. And now I know that I need to leave the mana up for Batterskull just to return it even. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy there. They'll shoot down the Hypnotic Spectre, take 1 damage. I don't think I want to let them shoot the Vrynwing Mare. So I'm just going to attack with these. I'm surprised they didn't just use the Is It Signet to shoot, but I guess that they're holding it up because they know that we can't equip Batterskull for as long as that's in their hand. Makes a lot of sense. And yeah, we're leaving up the... Oh, actually, I guess I don't care about letting them have Batterskull off of Dak. What are they going to equip it to? I was thinking, like, I don't want to give them Batterskull, but they don't... I don't think they care about that. I maybe should have just played the Recruiter of the Guard. I need to get as much pressure against them as possible, so that probably was the thing to do. Yeah, they're just trying to combo off now. They just need to hit a Splinter... They need to hit something for Splinter Twin. They need to hit a Splinter Twin target, and we're totally dead. Recruiter of the Guard doesn't save us from that, but 1 extra damage that we're missing is, you know, possibly a big problem. Also just mana that we could have spent. Just wasn't 100% certain that I wanted to leave Batterskull down and let them steal it with Dak, but maybe that was okay. 4 mana for Dak Faden means they're not going to be able to Splinter Twin combo us next turn. They discarded Dak anyways, yeah. That to me suggests they probably have it. Baneslayer Angel. Okay. I can deal with that. Luckily, we have an answer. Stoneforge Mystic. Pretty useless now. Right, we have to tap 4 for Oblivion Ring because of our own Vrynwing Mare. So we can't equip the Batterskull this turn, but that'll be okay. Get rid of the Baneslayer and attack our opponent. They've got to untap the Hypnotic Spectre because they can't let us hit Splinter Twin. If we can live one more turn, this Recruiter of the Guard can hit a Brain Maggot or a Tidehollow Scholar, and that'll let us steal the Splinter Twin for a little while at least. So that'd be pretty solid. Go Recruiter. Really hope that our opponent doesn't draw into their Wrath of God again. Yeah, better to hit the Tide Hollow, I think. They know that they need to combo off with Splinter Twin now. At the end of the turn, do they have it? Oh, they do. They're paying costs. So they've got a Pestermite. Yep. Darn. They landed the combo anyways. We need to put in Strip Mine to get rid of this Mazavith. That saved them the game for sure. Should have thought about that. Bad sideboarding on my part. I could make my opponent do it, and that's something that you can do to time somebody out. But again, that's one of those things. I like to make them demonstrate that they know how to do the loop, and then just concede. Because like I like to make sure that they know how to do the loop. I'll make them go through it once, show me that they actually know how to do it, and then I'll just leave them to be. It doesn't make sense to force them to go through the whole interaction, because it's something in real life that you can just say, like, okay, I do this same loop, you know, 100 times, and now I kill you. So it doesn't make sense to me to force somebody to do that on Magic Online. It's just kind of... It's hoping that they make a bad mistake and that you can time them out. It's just annoying. Like, and it's not a mistake as in, like, oh, well, like, they made a play mistake. Like, oh, I accidentally tapped this wrong and I meant to tap something different. It's like a misclick because you just have to try and go so fast to actually get enough creatures to kill somebody. And that's where it's really annoying, is because you're trying to go fast because you're going to go lower on the clock because you know it takes a long time to go through it. And then you also have to deal with... you know, then just not, like, making a horrible misclick. It's just, it's a horrible way to win. I don't like doing it. What do I take out here? I might just take out a Plains. Maybe the mana base can support it. It's a little bit greedy, but I think it's... We'll make it work. We still have, I think, 11-9. Might be 10-9, but that's still a decent split. I feel better with another colored mana, but I'll make this work. This hand's a little slow, but it does have Stoneforge Mystic, Relic Warder, some removal. Seems okay. Like I said, this is just our toughest matchup, I think, though. It's just always going to be really tough. I think we had a good chance that game if I had sideboarded right, though. Being able to kill the Maze would have been really, really good. And Batterskull. I'm hoping that our opponent just plays a Signet next turn, because if they do that, then we're in great shape. Even better than playing Batterskull here would just be getting the Leonin Relic Warder and keeping them off of mana. Pretty sure, anyways. Firebolt. Yep. Okay, I'll pay the life for Hypnotic Spectre here. This deck pays a lot of life. And it does that, it's not just this iteration of it that does it, because like in your regular iterations too, you tend to have things like the Thoughtseize as well. So you're paying life for a lot of different things. You can kind of see, like, just random cards that you're paying a fair bit of life for at different points. Bitter Blossoms, and cards like that will often make it into here. Poison Legionnaire is another big one that you'll often play, because it's really easy to cast. 2 mana for a 3/1, just provides a lot of pressure, and it's hard to block for any creature decks. Electrolyze, yep. This is where we really wish that we had that hand destruction. Something like a Mind Twist right here would be so good, but just don't have it. Another land is very unfortunate. I know it doesn't hit anything, but I need to provide some kind of pressure against our opponent, so I guess we go Relic Warder. I don't like it here, but it's better than anything else, I guess. Yeah, there's Azorius Signet. Boo. Considering that I have the Batterskull, though, I want to play that next turn. Although, maybe not into blue-red, because we know that they have things like Is It Charm. Play the land and attack. Just see what our opponent's up to here. I really don't want to play Batterskull into open blue mana. Our opponents seem to very specifically tap both of their white sources, and I'm really guessing that means this is a charm. I shouldn't have actually played the land pre-combat if I'm thinking they have Is a Charm. Because that does mean that they won't kill the Relic Warder where they might have before. But now they know, like, we've got Batterskull, they don't want to tap out. I guess it's a little bit of a moot point, though, because then I can get Bitter Blossom down instead, and I get the damage through that I wouldn't have otherwise. Force them to not use it. I guess it depends a lot on what our opponent has in hand, because if they have some kind of enchantment removal, artifact removal, or like a Supreme Verdict or something, they might be more willing to just let me resolve the Batterskull anyways. Hard to say. If we had made our opponent go through all of the iterations of Splinter Twin, I think we'd win this match on time. They're playing pretty slow. I'm not liking our odds in the long game here, though. I'm pretty sure that if our opponent doesn't run out of time, which they shouldn't, I mean, 8 minutes is a lot of time, then I think that we're going to lose this. This is going to be a very tough one. Bitter Blossom gives us a bit of hope, because it's a great card against them, but with how much board wipe they have, it's a real issue. Board wipe, removal. Not good for me. Play the Bitter Blossom. We know that they can't counter that if they have Is It Charm. So I don't want to play the Batterskull into that. I could try and O-ring the Azorius Signet, but I don't know that I want to get that countered by a Is It Charm either. We'll just leave the Hero's Downfall. I wonder if they're going to go for a kill here with, like, Pestermite or something. They might. Is It Charm? Okay. Yep. I did call the Is It Charm. So yeah, it might have been better to not play the land and attack first. Baneslayer. Good news is I can kill that, and I haven't seen a like 1 mana counter from them, like a Daze or a Force Spike, and it also seemed like they were F6, which they were. So good news for me. Ooh, man, more land is really bad. We're drawing a lot of land in this deck right now. Maybe I should have just gone to 15. I'm running less land than normal, and I'm drawing a lot. Right now we're on a 6-6 split, which is not where we want to be. This is a deck that operates very well on 4 mana, and doesn't really want a whole lot more than that. Now, what does our opponent have? 3 cards in hand, I have to think they have something. Batterskull actually hits here. Oh man, more land. Uh-oh. Is it Pestermite or something? Just to tap the Batterskull token? Because, yeah, we're dead. Well, actually, I mean, I have Oblivion Ring. So maybe not. They could have a counterspell for me. See if they block first. I'm definitely willing to trade a Fairy Rogue for a Pestermite. Okay, now we need to stop drawing land. Please, 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 please stop drawing us land. I'm thinking that they didn't have the Splinter Twin in their hand, because I don't think you'd... you just take the hit and just go for the kill. I'll give them Path to Exile and all the rest of the cards on the other side. Don't really want things to get pathed. Kind of okay with all the other cards. None of these really matter. Bunch of mana is not what I care about. That was a really bad Factor Fiction for them. Well, it does mean that the rest of their draws are probably pretty live, because hitting all that land means they probably have something pretty good on the top of their library. I would think this would be a snap pick for our opponent, just slam the path, but maybe I'm wrong. Needle Spires does do a bit of work. I don't think that it's enough, though. I imagine you've just got to take the path. All they want is to just keep one... Yeah, they just want to keep killing our creatures until they can land the combo on us. Dak Faden. They can't steal Batterskull. Won't let them. Yep. Opponent was smart enough to realize that. And they discard land path. Hit Gideon Jura. So they can kill the Batterskull token that way. Oh, just force us to attack Gideon. Alright. I need something that's not a land. Oh, and not a land. So it does have that going for it. Have to all-out attack Gideon Jura. So, get that over and done with. And we definitely want the Selfless Spirit down. Protection from a Wrath of God effect is really nice. Leave the land in hand just to scare them a little bit. Good news is that our opponent didn't have any cards left in their hand at the end of that. Bad news is that Dak Faden still is live here. They get to see 3 cards. So they can still get to the combo pretty easily. Yeah, that's not happening. Top deck the Wrath of God. That is pretty solid. Jace is almost dead. We can't play Batterskull or Dak can steal it. Mother of Runes. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I'm going to play the land now because we actually want to get the Batterskull down with 3 mana up to get around the Dak Faden. Maybe should have thought about that last turn. Gideon's pretty great against us, too. Yeah, for sure if we'd made our opponent go through the iterations with Splinter Twin, we'd have won this. They're 8 minutes behind us at this point. And their time's starting to look a little dicey. Wow, discarded 2 lands. How much more do they have? They didn't plus Gideon? Okay. I'm wondering how many ways our opponent has left to kill us. Because honestly, they've got 14 cards left in their deck. it might not be that unreasonable to think that they can't kill us in time, like even just decking. We'll have to see. I wonder if Pestermite's the only way for them to combo off is the thing, is they might only have Pestermite and not have Deceiver Exarch. I'll let Mother of Runes attack. It kinda doesn't matter. And give one of these protection from something beforehand instead, but no real difference. Play the Batterskull and pass. More card draw. Oh, they have Deceiver. Alright, we're dead. That's too bad. I imagine they have it. They're likely to dig to it if they don't, because they've got the DAC. Oh, they don't have it. Don't have it yet, anyways. Oh, wow. Do we actually have a chance here? We could do it. Oh my god, do we ever need a removal for this? Oh, they've got a Wrath. Okay. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. I mean, good news, Wrath Effect means that they might not have ways to kill us anymore, like I said. They can steal Tidehollow Scholar, does that matter? I'll just put a Batterskull onto our Fairy Rogue here, I think. I don't know. I guess Tidehollow. And just return the Batterskull. They can steal the Tidehollow if they really want. Whatever. Plus DAC. Getting very close to milling themselves. They've got the Time Twister, though. I forgot about that. This might be the Time Twister now. Yep. Good hit. And it's a whole new game. But one that they don't really have time for. Boros Signet. Man, we drew a lot of lands for already getting rid of most of them. Like, that's 4 and 3. Yikes. And another land. Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, the good news is that we only have 3 land sources left in our entire library, so we are drawing very, very live. I wish that we had an actual kill spell at instant speed, though, because they probably have the combo in their hand now. And I'm just gonna die. Which is unfortunate. Definitely want to kill the Dak Faden. Not sure that'll actually work, but I'll try and go for it. At least if they're tapping out here, it means they don't play a Deceiver Exarch. Okay. Let's get rid of one of the last couple mana sources that we have in our deck. Yeah, we only have Mana Confluence, Arid Mesa, and the Mock Sapphire. Do I have 17 for some reason? Did it add an extra land? That's weird. It might have. I'm gonna play Kithian. I want to leave up the mana for Batterskull still, I think. Although the real scare is Dak Faden Not stealing the Batterskull, but just letting them go off. So maybe Mother of Runes Stoneforge is better. Just put pressure down. Nope. I feel like it gave us an extra mana source for some reason. Because I'm sure that we had 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wonder if, like, when we sideboarded it, accidentally add a land? I don't know. Need to stop them drawing cards with Dak. Tough one. We were close to winning, I thought. Time Twister is nasty. Sure, Batterskull's, like, not great to see on our opponent's side of the board, but they don't have a lot of creatures anyways. They're not even going to have a lot of time to kill us. Day of Judgment, yep. See if I can draw the last last couple mana sources in our deck still. Collective Brutality. Well, that's kind of nice. So we'll go 2 modes, look at our hand, and gain some life. Discard one of our many lands. Pay mana costs. Mystical Tutor. That's a problem. I am worried about a Mystical Tutor for sure. Searing Spear. So they're just going to try and burn us out, huh? It's pretty reasonable with where we're at. 49 seconds on our opponent's clock, so they gotta move fast. Keep the Searing Spear, just try and kill us that way, yep. Don't want to destroy anything. I guess not. Kinda need to save it for a Maze of Ith. Well, I don't know how much that matters. It's a way to, like, time my opponent down, but like I said, again and again, it's not something I really need to do or care to do. Get to plus Dak Faden. If I really wanted to win on time, I could, like, ultimate price my own creature, strip my one of their lands, make them go through a bunch of extra iterations. No, they're just going to time out. That's too bad. This is still an interesting game. I mean, I think that they probably won it long game. They just needed to play faster. I didn't make them waste time. Like, I tried to actually give them a little extra because I conceded pretty quickly when they showed us the iteration for Splinter Twin. I didn't think that this would happen. Oh well, that's too bad because I would have liked to have continued playing that. I think that they won, though. We drew a lot of lands. I mean, having 20 cards left in our library and only 2 or 3 mana sources is pretty insane. I mean, I know that there was a Time Twister, so of course you're going to have less lands, but, I mean, 5 lands, 3 spells off the top was, wow, off of the Time Twister when we didn't have a lot of sources left. But I got there anyways, just because our opponent played too slow. And we're on to the finals. Hopefully we can find a nice combo deck that we can take really good advantage of. Opponent plays, an island, and we get a Mock Sapphire. I like Stoneforge Mystic even more than Kythian, so I'm just going to jam that.